you on?
Good morning and welcome to A-1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Tuesday, March 25th.
Oh, we're supposed to have like the most spectacular giveaway ever.
Do you know what it is?
Well, I was thinking that we talked about it at the end of the day. Remember?
I don't remember, but that's okay. Or yeah, I remember you had the idea for the giveaway, but I had no idea how spectacular it was.
That's spectacular.
Right, but I just didn't know what it was.
I don't know how to style short hair. I struggle with it every
I
day.
go like this. Done. Styled.
Nobody stole your snowmobile. How would they get it? Patrick's storage unit got broken into last night.
And then I was kind of hoping they stole my snowmobile because I never have time to ride it. And then it saves me from having to sell it.
But nobody's going to have stolen it. Because it's too big. That's too hard to steal. How are they going to steal that?
I think they're going to have stolen the generator, though. Oh, man. Which is a bummer.
He bought like a new battery yesterday, and I was like, what are you going to do with that?
Yesterday, that was like...
Or whatever. I was like, what are you going to do with that? And he's like, if the power goes out.
No, it's for camping.
It's one of those things that you don't understand why your husband gets, but then they don't understand what you get.
But then they use it all the time, and your husband doesn't understand the unopened shoes in the closet that have never been worn.
I have so much unopened stuff.
And then later I'm like, are you ready to sell that now? It's like 5 years later, it's still in the box.
No, I love it. I'm a collector. I'm a collector. I like to collect. But I was looking at all my patterns, and you know what I did last week? Okay, I did a whole bunch of stuff and ordered for those of you who are waiting for Vile toadstools. That was a class. It was kind of like this one, or it's going to be a class kind of like this one. This is a crab apple hill pattern, which is meant to be hand stitched. But we did this as a class where we brought this into Design Center and turned it into an embroidery design. And the other one that we have is like even more detailed than this because we broke down all the line properties and all the colors. So we're gonna do that with Vile toadstools. And I just ordered all the fabric for it, and it's gonna be amazing. And I'm just waiting for the fabric so we can start kitting those projects. I just got our email from Riley Blake with the shipping confirmation for Americana. So once that gets here, we'll start kitting all of that too, and we'll put those sew-alongs up. So we have a lot of fun stuff that's going to be happening.
It's all very exciting.
It's very exciting. But this is waiting on this, so this hasn't gotten done. So that's kind of where we're at with a lot of that. So, sent you a text. Did you see that? Miss Farlow sent you something and needs an answer. Patrick, can you hear me that stuff?
I don't have a text from you.
Email him. Email is our preference.
Where did you text?
Sometimes people text our email and then we don't even know who it's from. Unless you because it's not like a even translation, like when you text a phone and it comes up with it just doesn't always work. Can you hear me that, Patrick? So I did work on a couple of...
What are you pointing at, this?
Yeah, well, the bag too.
What bags are these?
I did work on a couple of things this weekend. So, was it last week? Were the kids home the week before?
It's taken us 2 weeks to recover.
It took me so long to just recover from having the kids here.
She just had to make her coffee every day, and that just was
sick. Yeah.
That was just hard.
This morning I was like, do you love the mornings with me?
I was like, which part? Is it the part where you tell me not to do this? Or is it the part where you tell me that you just scream bagel at the top of your lungs? Is it the part where you complain to me about the coffee cup that I used this
Do you
morning?
guys have like, okay, is it just me? But there are certain cups I love. Like there's 2 coffee cups that I love. It's ironically the gratitude one. I love that one. It's like kind of round and bulbous.
She has like, it should say, have a cup of narcissism.
Oh my God. Oh my God. No. God, Patrick. So there's certain cups I love. And you know the
She
other
finally
cup I love?
cleaned up the pathway to the bed last night. Because she's like, God, how do you even make it through here without falling in the morning? I'm like, it's hard.
All my debris when I get into bed, like
I
all
call
the
it her
shoes
detritus. It's everything that falls off as she gets into bed.
and socks and like, you know, I'll be reading something, I'll just throw it on the side of the bed. And so I was like, how do you not trip when you deliver my coffee in the morning? I was like, I got to clear a path for you because I can't have you injured. So then I cleared a path for him. So
She's not really worried. She's only worried about like whether or not like I can successfully deliver the coffee.
What up? Yeah, so but I have a favorite cup. I know Michelle has a favorite. Michelle, you've got your favorite cup. How long have you had that?
How long?
Yeah.
15 years.
She has her favorite cup that she's used for 15 years. So and there's other cups I don't like at all. And so when he puts it in one of those, I can't help but complain. I know I shouldn't. I should just suck it up. Yeah, but anyways, it was, okay, so she'll get back to you. He'll get back to you. So I did work on some stuff. Okay. We're working on some new filming systems at the store and at my house. So I did film this weekend from a new system with multiple cameras, and I'm kind of still learning it. So it wasn't totally in focus for part of it, and we're ordering one more camera to see if that helps. But I finished up the embellishments for hopping down the bunny trail.
Well, and that video is posted, I think.
Yeah, I think we posted the video. And you know what? Guess what? Grass. There we go. There's the grass.
I want to know who gives thumbs downs on our video.
I don't know. I would give it a thumbs down. I bet somebody watched it. Somebody watched it, and then they saw the whole, and they were like, she forgot to tell us to put the grass in. Thumbs down. I put in there, though, like, if there's a big mistake, I go, oopsies. I put something in the title that said, with mistakes, or something.
There's nothing in that title.
I don't know. So, okay. And you know what else I did in the video? So I hand sewed some of this stuff, which if you know me, I hate hand sewing. But I hand sewed. And then the other thing I did was I did sew some of the buttons on with the sewing machine, which if you've never done it before, you have to do it. It's so easy. And like I did all of these buttons on the mushroom top with my sewing machine. And I think most machines have that foot that you can sew down a button. It just can't, the holes can't be too far away. And then I did some more hand sewing, but it is so cute. So if you're doing the class with me next,
I'm moving this, you keep getting
on
so
the
close to
8th,
knocking
if you're
that
doing the
over.
class on the 8th, this is what you need. You need to have this put together, and you need the zipper. You need the zipper, a 48-inch zipper. So this is 38 inches. Give yourself 48 inches because you'll have room on either side. Hopefully that zipper is 48 inches or bigger. I didn't even think about that. You need a cording foot. So if you are doing that class, make sure you have a cording foot. And if you are on a different brand, I'm totally fine with that. We're just doing a 4-thread overlock. It really doesn't make a difference, but you need that cording foot for sure, a 5mm cording foot. You need the piping, and you need a 48-inch zipper. I'll measure mine tonight, because if that's not 48 inches, you need to get one, because we need room on either side, and 5 inches is good. I mean, you could get away with 2 inches on either side, so 38, 42 you could get away with. So what we're doing in that class is we're going to make the piping, custom piping, zipper, put it all together. Do not cut it as per the instructions at Kimberbell. I like to do my zippers 1/3, 2/3. That's what we're going to do in class. So it's 18 inches, so 6 inches on the top, 12 inches on the bottom. And then you need all that other stuff. So that is going to be on the 8th. So make sure you order your cording foot if you don't already have it. Did you top stitch? Was I supposed to top stitch the grass? I did not top stitch the grass. I just like, it's HTV heat transfer vinyl. So I just pressed it really well and it went down. So I think it looks awesome. Was I supposed to? Was I supposed to top stitch it? I didn't see that part in the instructions. I just visually looked at the instructions. I didn't read the words. So top stitching always looks really cute. I'm a big fan of top stitching. I didn't. Okay. Yes, sewing them on with buttons is great. Is this the one with, yes, we're going to do the pillow with the, we're doing that with the serger. And not that you can't do it with a sewing machine. If you want that, Michelle did a class. So we can always send that class to you. Asking about the YouTube that opens old packages. Oh, that's for Michelle. Okay, the other thing I did, because you know I love ScanNCut now. Okay, I did this video, and but there was some figuring stuff out in the video. So I will post the video, and I'll have to put something in there. Like, for me, the biggest thing I had trouble figuring out was how to bring in the designs. And I kept thinking, because I haven't been on Canvas Workspace at all. I was wondering in my head, maybe this would have been easier to put together on Canvas Workspace. I have some questions for Michelle that I'll ask later. But I still was, let me just explain to you and show you. Remember, I was like, I'm not doing it. And then I was like, maybe I'll do it. Well, I am doing it. So this is the freestanding cuckoo clock. And, you know, the instructions are they want you to buy the Applifuse or Applifix, or Applique, Fuse, and Fix. And then you have to print it out on the paper side. And then you have to cut it out. And then you have to iron it to your fiber form. And then you have to cut that all out. And I was like, is there an easier way? Can I do that without having to go through all those steps? And so, yeah, I just took it to my machine. There were no SVGs for this, if I recall correctly. I don't think there were SVGs. And still, I haven't even used an SVG. But I took it to my Avenir, and I just changed all the placement lines. I hit the scissor button. And I saved it. I did not do my connection, because when you do my connection, it will take all the placement lines. You can scissor all the placement lines for one design. This was 18, so I didn't want to have to retrieve the data and then cut it or save it over there and then have to come back and do it again. So I put them all on a stick. This is great for people that don't have my connection. If you have like a baby lock machine, or if you have an older machine that doesn't connect, but it still has that button. So I saved all 18 of them onto my stick, and then I brought them to the ScanNCut and then put them on my 12 by 12 mat and cut out all my Peltex. Oh wait, this isn't even a piece. This was a scrap I saved. But this was a piece, and I numbered it, and it cut out the innies and the outies. It was a lot. Like, these are all the pieces that I would have had to, that would have deterred me from doing the project. Where I would have gone, I don't want to do that. And you could have just done the placement trim, but now they're all done. And you know how hard it would be getting in there for those innies? Rotary cutter, standard mat, And there was some, like, sometimes I couldn't, for some reason, I was like, I don't know why it won't fit. And then I took all my designs and dragged them on top of each other all the way to the left-hand side, and then they fit. So, there is, I filmed it. There's learning curve. There's learning curve, and the learning curve is filmed. So, I'm just going to put that out there. And because I was like, oh, that doesn't fit.
Because if Jeannie can do it, you can do it too.
If I can do it, you can do it too. Because I do not want anything that's difficult. I don't want to have to do like stuff that has so many different steps in it. If it's like easy steps, I'm going to do it. If not, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. So this was easy. And now all of those are cut and ready to go. I can just lay them down. Right? ScanNCut. Ooh, ooh, love you. So, but yeah, I was really impressed. I don't know how long that rotary cutter lasts, because, that was on Peltex. That's kind of like thick, like chunky stuff. So, hi, Miss Graydon. Okay. So, I will be doing that. The birdhouse, I'm going to film the whole thing. I'm not doing any of it live, but I will be filming the whole thing. And what blade did you use for I used the rotary blade. Could you have used another blade for that, Michelle?
For what, the Peltex?
Yeah.
No, it was a good choice.
Yeah. Well, I watched Michelle's video beforehand, and I saw her do it on the rotary blade with the standard mat, and so that's,
Anything
that's what I
too hard
did.
to cut with a regular blade is perfect for the rotary blade.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I would love to learn how to scan and cut that step. Yeah, because it's thick, and then like getting into those little parts is so hard to do. So I was really, really excited to do. I was thinking about it. I read the directions because I was like, I want to do that birdhouse, and I read the directions, and I was like, wow, that's a lot of steps. I wanted like 2 packages of that applique stuff. I was like, that's a lot of product. Blades are consumable too, so you're gonna pay for those. But it was, and the time to me was worth it. Like, I don't think it would taken as much time if I wasn't filming, because I could have just done, whatever, and then just filmed it.
And she was learning a new camera system. And,
yeah, I was working with different cameras and different camera angles. And, but it's one of those things where I want to say it was like 11 minutes for one cut, like 5 minutes for another cut, like another 5 minutes, and maybe like 15 minutes. So there was some cut time, but I wasn't standing there while it was cutting. I was like walking around my room being like, oh my God, look at me go. I can scan and cut now. Ooh, ooh. And then I was cleaning and stuff. So you're not going to be sitting there you don't have to sit there and babysit. You might want to be in the room just in case something happens. But yeah, it was pretty impressive. Do you carry the rotary blade? Yes, we carry the rotary blade. I think, does the rotary blade come with the 330?
The 330 comes with the rotary blade upgrade and the standard cut blade.
Yes. So, but you can buy a rotary auto blade kit. So there is a rotary auto blade kit, and then there are rotary auto blades, which is like, it is a mini rotary blade. Like, it's a little blade that cuts everything for you. They're $39.99. When we do the next brother sale, we'll do some kind of
we always do deals on that stuff. We didn't the last time because we were like, let's not be buried.
Yes, and we've fulfilled probably about half of the brother order. We'll work this week to get the rest, because I think we were really paying catch up. There's some orders that haven't gone out yet. If you had side hoppers, they're coming today. I was waiting for a couple of things to show up, but all of that stuff is scheduled to be here today. Wallflower quilt kits. This week, we'll send out some more of those, because there's some that just got it not too long ago. And then backing fabric, April. We're not going to get any of that until April. You don't need it till December. I know you want it all right now. Yeah, do I look like I need it? You're like, you need coffee.
No, you're finally not like spazzing out where you're going to knock it over.
But I love this. I love it. I'm just like, shit. What was that? What was the Saturday Night Live girl that would kick her legs?
Oh, the Coffee Talk girls?
Oh, was it them? Wasn't it the one that does
she's
Superstar?
like, I love it, I love it, I love it.
That's how I feel
Yeah.
about this. So, okay, Ropals. Ropals was supposed to be today. Sadly, Karen is not feeling well. She was sick all weekend, so she reached out to me this weekend to be like, I am not well. I think it kind of went through the family. So that has been changed to April 4th. I sent out a new invitation. Sorry about the inconvenience if it doesn't work with some of your schedules, but it will be recorded. And everything we do on YouTube is recorded. It automatically goes up.
One of the first things I'm doing this morning is calling Google to figure out why our wireless is so slow.
Is our wireless slow here?
Our wireless has been really slow.
Here at the store?
Yeah.
I
Well,
didn't know that.
it's like our internet connection is fast, but our wireless is
So
slow.
that gives you more time. This is the Ropo kit. So we do have a kit, and these are the fabrics for the kit for all. I think, are there 7 bowls, or there might be, I think there's 7 different bowls in here. And they're holiday themed. So, and then the design, and we can still get you the design.
So we started an affiliate link, but we haven't added any products to it because I've got to figure that out, and I just didn't feel like it.
Guess what we're giving away?
What are we? They can hear you. Okay, where is
Is
that?
that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, guess what? This is a 2-week giveaway. So we're doing something that's 2 weeks worth.
What do you mean? 2 weeks?
Well, we
Meaning-
didn't do a giveaway, so I told him we would do something extra special this week. And so we are giving away Enchanted Winter. Woo! So, Enchanted Winter, that is Kimberbell's. It doesn't come out until September. And then by that time, I'll forget I gave it to you, so remind me. Be like, I won that, remember? Betty got hers. We gave away Hop and Down the Bunny Trail, and then Betty won that. So we are giving away Enchanted Winter. What if you already bought it? I'll refund you. So, and what we're going to give away is the embellishment kit. Those 3 things, you have to get your own background quilting. So that's a good one. That's a real good one. And so hopefully you are an embroiderer. And then if not, you should buy an embroidery machine from A-1 to go with your design. That's what we've been thinking. So,
I wanted to talk about the destiny we have right now. Because the
adding stitches.
so we have a destiny in the store right now with 28 million stitches. And so this is really a conversation about
That's a high stitch count.
servicing and service intervals.
I think 28 million stitches would be like, what do you think on a car? Like 280,000 miles?
No, I think it's more like 100,000 miles. It depends upon the cars, right? Because the reason that I bring this up is this is a customer that, she lives further away. She's like 45 minutes, an hour away. So generally we would see her when the machine was having an issue. And it looks like we dropped frames for a second, but right now everything looks fine. So the reason I bring this up is a lot of times she would bring the machine in, like if the threader wasn't working, but she was at 1.8 or 2 million stitches, she was like, I'm here. Let's just service the machine. And so we serviced her machine quite frequently, at least once a year, maybe more. And often prior to the suggested service interval, which is 3 million stitches. What's funny is I was talking to Jeannie about the machine, and you guys have heard me talk about modular replacement. So a lot of times when we hit about 25 million stitches, we start playing with everything to see how much play there is. And it's very common for us to see play in the what are you doing?
The needle bar. I want to see if I missed anything.
No, I don't think so. It's very common for us to start to see 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters of play in the needle bar and in the hook assembly. And what we do when we see that is we just replace those items. Now, I've seen 50 and 100 million stitch machines where they've done that level of service before. So I'd almost compare it to like timing chain or timing belt service in a car at 100 or 150,000 miles, where you can essentially put some money into the machines and you're going to get a lot more out of the machine. But I bring it up about this machine because when Dax serviced the machine, I was like, listen, man, it's super high stitch count. So what we want to figure out is if there's any play in the needle bar, in the feed module, let's just order them and replace them. And that way, when we resell the machine, we can do so with confidence. The machine is rock solid. And I was talking to Jeannie about it on Friday, and I was like, we need to talk about that.
Just servicing your machine.
Because if you were to sit and ask me, because this is somebody who is a very, she's a pretty prolific sewist. Like, she sews all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And so, the fact that the machine is still so tight is a testament to what that frequency of service did for her.
Yeah, I was one of those people, I was like, you service machines? I didn't know that. I didn't know people serviced machines. I was same like vacuum cleaners. I didn't even know people bought nice vacuum cleaners before we bought the shop or before I started working here. I didn't know there were vacuum stores and sewing stores. I didn't go into them. I'd always bought all my stuff. I bought my first sewing machine at a pawn shop. I always tell people I used to play the violin, but I was never very good. And after I graduated from college, I pawned my 2 violins. To this day. I never told my mom and dad. And I went straight to the sewing store and I bought 2 sewing machines, a Featherweight and a Singer Touchtronic. And then my next sewing machine I bought on eBay. And this was the first store where I was like, oh, people spend money on sewing machines and they buy stuff here. And that's when I got my first machine. So I didn't know you were supposed to service. Service makes a difference.
Well, and it's funny because, I always think about Mona Epps. She had a Quattro that we did the modular replacement to, and that woman put another 20 million stitches on the machine in 4 years.
Should we?
And we did a second modular replacement for her and sent it back home, and the machine was totally fine.
Yeah.
So, it's funny. If you bring me one of these high stitch machines, people come in sometimes and they're like, it's probably not worth doing the service. The reality is the modular replacement fixes almost everything. What I can't do is what?
So we're everyone consistently is saying that we're breaking up. Why don't we
we're not dropping
but
frames
but
at
you
all.
would be
But
the
everybody,
evidence would suggest.
everybody else is saying that once they log back in, it's them, not us.
Okay, log out and back in again.
So,
Service.
so the whole point here is service, and it behooves you. It's funny, like at one point I was a little frustrated with my mechanic in town because I felt like I'm like, man, you are recommending stuff way earlier than Ford does, and like I trust you and I want to trust you, but I feel like maybe you're selling me a little bit. And the guy's comment was, we're recommending service at intervals that will keep you up and running without issues. And he's like, do your own research, do your own searching. And it's funny because their service intervals, like as I really started to look at what people were suggesting for that stuff, their service intervals was kind of what the experts on the boards were saying avoided major issues.
Well, I think with like a multi-needle, it says at 1,500 hours, like it's dire, but we would never.
Well, and they tell us at the factory to change that to 1,000 hours.
1,000 hours. So sometimes it's better earlier. You know what? Trust your mama ears and your mama heart and your mama brain, because you know when it's time. Like I did my first service on my multi-needle. I don't think I was at 1,000 hours, and I did it at.
You normally would do it like when there was an issue with the multi-needle.
You guys know me. I'm reactive. I am not proactive, and I did it at how many hours?
Oh, you were at like 14 and a
Or
half
I was
million
at-
stitches. Like I don't know the hours.
I was at 13 million. I was at 13, and that's the thing about a multi-needle too. It's meant for you to go a lot longer than your other machines. So I did 13 million, whereas the other machines recommendations 3.
Well, and that, like, I can't remember. We just had a customer who I was like, you know, we really need to talk to her about a multi-needle because she does like 3 million stitches.
That's who we were talking
Oh,
about.
was that who it was? It was. It was, because like Dudica brought us a machine, and then I saw the stitch count, and I'm like, oh my God, she is a prolific embroiderer.
Yeah.
So we'll do the giveaway and kind of move on.
Yeah,
There was
let's
something
do the
else, like
giveaway.
somebody asked a question about tear away. I think you want to tear away the stabilizer before you construct the pillow.
Yes. Tear it away. Don't leave it in. And when I first got started doing embroidery, I used tear away for everything. I was like, oh, tear away. It's all I had. Rolls of tear away. Then you learn.
Faye says it best. Maintenance is inexpensive. Insurance repairs are costly. I mean, the reality is maintenance is getting more expensive, as is everything else in our lives. But it is a low price to pay. Oh, my God. Like, come on. If you ladies were mountain bikers, you have no idea how much money you'd be spending maintaining for the amount of time you spend on these machines.
Is it a lot?
It'd be a lot.
Patrick does he's his own wrench. He does his own work for most
Unless
of
I
it.
don't have time. I like it.
He likes it.
I like it.
So let's do our giveaway. The question of the week was, we asked what questions you would have regarding entering quilts into a show, because Michelle and Gail, the next episode of Quilt Talk that they're going to be doing is about how quilts are judged for quilt shows. So we thought that would be a good thing for them to kind of discuss and then answer questions at the end that you might have asked. So let's go ahead and ask
I can't read the witchy sister. I'm like, if there's a witchy sister, is there a bitchy sister? Is there a twitchy sister? Is there an itchy sister?
I didn't think that at all.
I totally think like there must be multiple sisters.
Isn't that Maggie?
It's Maggie. I don't know if there are multiple sisters or not.
I think there's one more sister, right? But I'm not.
But every
positive.
time I read that, I'm like, they're like.
Just ignore him.
All right. Do you know? So how's this working? We're giving away 2.
No.
Or we're giving away 1.
We're just giving away one whole set. Sorry, not 2. 1 whole set. And oh my God,
Oh,
Mary
that's a name we haven't
Hill!
seen for a while.
Hey, Miss Mary Hill. I'm putting you in here into my notes. That'll get you up and using the Luminaire.
Oh my God, there are other sisters.
Does a quilt with... Oh, wait. Oh, this is her question. Does a quilt with embroidered blocks and or applique be considered in the same classification as a pieced quilt? And I have no idea. That's a great question. So we'll make sure that they answer that. And Miss Mary, you won Enchanted Winter, and you will when it comes out. So it's not scheduled to come out until 9/17 or something like that. But you're gonna get the design, the fabric kit, and the embellishment kit. And congratulations! I'm very excited for you. One on live feed.
So we are roughly a week out on service. This year was a different year. Like we were so busy in January and February, and normally there's like a slowdown then, and then it picks back up. And I feel like everybody's been on vacation for like the last 45 days. People have been like traveling and stuff. But it has kind of picked up a little in service recently. But yeah, we are about a week out on service. Anything else?
Nope. Let's get started with the day. I think I've gotten back to most people with their emails. If not, just send me another one. I'm trying to stay on top of it now. And
You've got
congratulations again, Miss Mary Hill.